My name is Captain Dylan Blaha, and this message is for National Guard members throughout the United States. I've served in the Illinois Army National Guard for over 12 years, including a deployment to Afghanistan and a 3-year tour in Germany. What's going on right now is not normal. Last week, the president used a false crime narrative to justify deploying the DC National Guard. Today, the SecDef authorized them to carry weapons. Then, the president threatened Chicago. This isn't about crime. This is a power grab. Every military member, enlisted or officer, is legally required to disobey an unlawful order. An unlawful order is a directive that violates the Constitution, a federal law, an international law, or otherwise directs the service member to commit a crime. The Nuremberg trials established the global legal principle that just following orders is not a valid defense for war crimes. Military obedience does not require blind loyalty. The Military Whistleblower Protection Act protects service members who report legal violations or abuse of authority. If you're activated in the coming days, weeks, or months, I ask that you remember your oath to the Constitution and to the American people. Thank you, and good night.
My name is Danny Jackson.
My name's Jason Bensley.
My name is Andy.
My name is Mike Hastings.
Hi, my name is Keegan Evans.
This is Rusty Hicks.
I'm a U.S. Army veteran.
As a member of the Army Reserves,
I'm a Navy veteran.
And I served in the United States Marine Corps.
I served in the United States Marine Corps.
I'm a proud Navy veteran.
To object and protest against the use of military personnel against the citizens of this country.
this particular deployment of the Army National Guard to Los Angeles is a terrible mistake, in my opinion.
And I'm appalled at the call-up of National Guard soldiers and active duty Marines to police American streets.
The President's decision to deploy my brothers and sisters against U.S. citizens is a shameful abdication of the President's responsibility as Commander-in-Chief.
To watch the military get activated and deployed into American cities over the will of local and state officials is terrifying to me.
What we are seeing in Los Angeles is a purposeful provocation by the Trump administration.
We don't need another king.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises.
Would you also funds?
Yahweh by Shami Hawashah by Shamar HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, that was Great Millstone. And South Asian brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth, done with charity. And man, yeah, this is hey, we almost out of here. Like, Lord willing, man, sooner than later. So we got the first clip, of course, of veterans that's against the tyranny that Trump is trying to bring in. Which at the end of the day, he want niggas locked up. He want niggas locked up. He want to get the Mexicans out of here. He want you niggas locked up, man. And Jake said it. What you think is gonna be next after he started rounding up, the Latins, man? Niggas. And this thing right here is proof. So, after he sent the troops into D.C., he threatened to send them into Chicago next, and then the other cities. And in the midst of that, he deployed ICE in I forget the number of states it is. He's not ICE. He deployed the troops, National Guard, to these different states to supposedly help out ICE. I did a lesson on it, so it's somewhere on my channel, right, recently. And let you know that it's about that, like I said, that power grab. But who is he going after? The Israelites. All right? Now we have here, I'm going to play this clip.
President to terrorists?
No, what I'm saying is trying to hold people hostage and manipulating them to succumb to his will. That is how terrorists behave. We're not going to negotiate with terrorists.
What are your thoughts on having a meeting with the Trump administration to try and, for lack of a better phrase, kiss the ring to be able to stop the federal funds from being held back from the city of Chicago?
Well, I will just say, outside of a 2016, Cubs World Series ring, I'm not kissing a ring, okay? The President of the United States of America has an open invitation to the 5th floor of the greatest freaking city in the world, the city of Chicago. And I'm going to just be bold here for a second. There's a long history of black political leaders talking to people who may not see us as first class, trying to force your will to break the spirit of working people in order to have a conversation, that's terrorism. We're not going to negotiate with terrorists. We're going to negotiate on behalf of working people in this city. And that's what American people want us to do. There's a reason why he's losing support. Now, he doesn't care. This president refuses to see our humanity. And his response to this economy is to give tax breaks and benefits to the ultra rich while the rest of us are struggling. You got to show up for working people in this city, in this country, and not for the oligarchs and the ultra rich. That's what has destroyed our economy, is that we have the ultra rich who continue to receive tax breaks while the rest of us have to pay for their failures.
You're talking about terrorism. You're not calling the president a terrorist.
All right, so we see the real disputes between the different leaders of these states and the leader of the so-called of this country. So it made me look up, what did he mean by holding us hostage with these policies? So Trump wanted to withhold funds over no cash bail policies like Illinois. So he was going to hold back funding for different states. It was Illinois, then it says... Man, I just saw it. Oh, man. Well, it was multiple states, all right? All the states with the no cash bail shit. All right? But who does this affect? Who does this no cash bail shit affect? Well, who gets arrested the most? Niggas. Trump simply wants to lock niggas up, just like he's doing with the fucking Latins. Because that's what time we in, man. But what's wrong with the country, look what's happening. These people are divided over these tactics, man. This is the Lord taking them down. He worried about us. Meanwhile, he got troops that's ready to fight against them. Hey, this Isaiah 19. Hey, this kingdom is through, man. This Isaiah 19 and 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So that's what we're witnessing, man. The Lord has put that spirit of division out here amongst the people. All right? And not just the politicians going at it, but the citizens. You got the left and the right. All right? You sit all on the damn comment board, man. You got the veterans going against their chief. Ain't that the title of a president? Officer in chief or something like that? He's at the top of the military. But you got these troops that's against him, man. Which means what? Satan has an end, like that video was titled. The first video I played, man. That nation divided. This is Mark 3:27. Mark 3:23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So you got these patriots and a lot of these people are trained, ex-military. And you got to understand that there's some that's still active that disagrees as well. Because they pledge allegiance to the Constitution. All right? And to protect Americans, not police Americans. And they aren't trained to police anyway. Okay?
Do not come to Chicago. As I've said many times in the past, members of the National Guard are not trained to serve as law enforcement. They are trained for the battlefield, and they're good at it. They're not trained to arrest people and read them their Miranda rights. They did not sign up for the National Guard to fight crime. And when we call them into service, we are reaching into local communities and taking people who have jobs and families away from their neighborhoods and the people who rely upon them.
All right, so even the governor said it. They're not trained for that, man. So what does that mean? They're going to become violent, and it's going to become provocative. All right? And that's going to, the people are going to behave one way against them, man. And that's prophecy. All right? Let me keep going. This is Mark 3:24. If a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. So this is part of Esau being, tied to that chair before he's robbed. This division. All right? The rulers the rulers of the states versus the ruler of the country. All right? The division within the military, because you're going to have those who are going to carry these orders out. Those who are going to be against it, they're going to go against one another. All right? There's going to be tension there. Then the big division as far as the streets go, because it's going to be worldwide. All right? It said nation against nation or kingdom against kingdom. World War III, but the big division within this country is going to be this martial law when the citizens rising up against these people, man, against their rulers. 2 Esdras 15, man, and this is going to be coming out more and more because this is what time we in. This is 2 Esdras 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings. Look, I'm going to do it again. Even though I've done it plenty of videos. Going to look up sedition. Incitement, conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or a monarch. So that's what we're seeing. All right, when you look at, let me see if I can find it, man. I'm talking about a lawsuit being filed, all this stuff. But you see both sides with provocative language, especially right now because the left, these blue states are on the defensive. All right, they're speaking certain lingo basically to get the people aroused, man. Even that the first video I played with the veteran, he talking about stand up for this. That's arousing speech, man. Provocative speech. Damn. I can't find that. But yeah, that's provocative speech, man. That's basically the call for sedition is being out there. All right, on both sides. For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's riots. That's uprisings, man. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Martial law. So that's what times we in, man. It's only going to get worse. It's going to get violent soon enough. We just got to keep watching, Akim. It's getting interesting, man. Wait, what am I? Did it pause? All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, the Great Millstone, and Southeast Brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, Baba Ball.